students, to the new session. This is part 3. Yes, standard 10 maths chapter 6 triangles. In part 2 we saw congruent triangles and the 5 conditions, okay, which fulfills the two triangles to be congruent. Let's recall back. Well, what is the definition of congruent triangles? For a given correspondence between the vertices of two triangles, if all the 3 angles and 3 sides of a triangle are equal or congruent to the corresponding parts of the other triangle, then the correspondence is said to be congruent and the triangles are said to be congruent. The first condition we saw is SAS. Well, according to definition, you have to show that all 6 corresponding parts are congruent. But these conditions, well, only 3 corresponding parts are congruent. 3. So only if 3 corresponding parts are congruent, well, satisfying these conditions, then the remaining 3 corresponding parts are always congruent. That means all 6 corresponding parts are congruent. That means the triangles are congruent and they are coinciding. Correct? Alright. What is the first condition? Side, angle, side. Alright. Yesterday we saw, I am just repeating it. See, this side 27, this side 27, one side. After that, this angle 63, and this third side 23.3 centimeter, 23.3 centimeter. So side, angle, side. SAS condition is satisfied. For these two triangles, only 3 corresponding parts are congruent. Side, angle and side. If you start from here, side, angle, side. इसको रिवर्स भी कर देंगे, side, angle, side. और पीछे से लेंगे तो भी वही आएगा, side, angle, side. So it is only one condition. And you can see they are congruent. The two triangles are overlapping. That means the remaining 3 are also congruent. Chaliye. The next condition. I think yesterday we missed out this. Alright, I didn't show you these cuttings. Today you can see it. Alright, we have 2 triangles. Right? Triangle ABC and triangle PQR. What you have? 77 degree, 77 degree. Angle B is congruent to angle Q. BC is 19.5, QP is 19.5. And angle C is 63, P is 63. So these 2 angles are congruent. These 2 and the side between them, that is called included side. 2 angles and included side. Reverse में पढ़ेंगे तो भी angle side angles one and the same. Alright. So which conditions are satisfied for this triangle? Angle side angle, and they are congruent. You can see the triangles are overlapping. See this? Correct? So only 2 angles and included sides of these 2 triangles are equal. They are congruent. But the remaining are also congruent because they are congruent triangles. They are coinciding. Correct? Yes. Now the third one, that is angle, angle, side. और रिवर्स करेंगे तो साइड एंगल एंगल, ये अलग पड़ता है. So any one you can say. Normally we won't say this, we'll say angle angle side. But if you write side angle angle, then also it is correct. Here are the 2 triangles. देखो, angle 85 degree, then next angle 58 degree, and then side 28 centimeter. This side, angle angle side. Only 3 corresponding parts are congruent. 2 angles and a side. Now, 2 एंगल के बीच वाला साइड नहीं है. Angle, angle and then side. Correct? So, angle, angle and side. You can see the 2 triangles are congruent. So, if these 2 angles and a side are congruent, then remaining 1 angle and remaining 2 sides, corresponding angles and sides, are also congruent. Correct? Did you get me? Fine. So, this is angle, angle, side condition. The next one is side, side, side. See, all these 3 sides, 25, 19, 18, 25, 19, 18, they are congruent. So by SSS condition, the 2 triangles are congruent. If you write reverse, it is one and the same, side, side, side. Correct? So they are congruent. And the last condition, the 5th condition that we saw was right for right angle triangle. See, This symbol shows it's right angle. This symbol shows right angle. So both the triangles are right angled triangle. Uske samne wali side, which is called hypotenuse, 30. This is also 30. And one more side, 24, 24. So right angle hypotenuse side. This condition is satisfied. RHS. इसको reverse लिखेंगे तो side hypotenuse right angle. But you don't need to write that because this is for right triangles. So you can see the remaining parts are congruent. Are you getting me? Yes. Now, the two conditions which do not hold good, conditions not holding good is angle, angle, angle. Alright? Can you see this? 40, 50, 90. 40, 50, 90. The two triangles have corresponding angles equal. But for any 6 correspondence, you will find that the the correspondence is not congruent. Are you getting? They will never coincide for all 6 correspondence. Though angle, 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 3 corresponding angles are congruent, but the corresponding sides are not congruent. In that case, the remaining 3 parts are not congruent. So the two triangles are not coinciding. That means they are not congruent. And this is the last one. Okay? Angle, side, side. ASS. That is wild donkey, ash. Alright? Now see this. 25, 25. Can you see? 50, 50 and 19. So what you have? Angle, side, side. But for all 6, I have shown you this yesterday. For all 6 correspondences, they are not congruent. So please remember, these 2 conditions do not hold good for 2 triangles to be congruent. And these 5 conditions hold good for the 2 triangles to be congruent. So now we move on to the next concept, and that is similarity of triangles. Fine children, so we understood when the 2 figures are congruent, when 2 circles are congruent, when 2 squares are congruent, when 2 triangles are congruent, when 2 line segments are congruent, when 2 angles are congruent. Alright? Now, when are the 2 figures similar? When are the 2 triangles similar? When are the 2 circles similar? When are the 2 squares similar? Alright, let's see here. You can see 2 squares here, children. Pink and the green one. Can you see that? Correct? They are congruent because they are coinciding. They are overlapping. But I'll show you another square. Can you see this? This is square, this is square. But their sizes are not same. They are not coinciding. But the shapes are same. For this green square and the pink square, both have same shape. The sizes are not same. But in this case, the 2 squares not only have same shape, but they also have the same sizes because they are coinciding. In this case, they are not coinciding, but the shapes are same. Now, how do you identify that the shapes are changed? Now, you know, this square will have its center. This square also will have its center. If I coincide their centers, center के ऊपर center रख दूं, तो what you find? These edges are parallel. These 2 edges are parallel. These 2 edges are parallel. And the 4th pair of edges are also parallel. In short, the corresponding sides not congruent, but they are parallel. The shapes are same. Sizes are not same. Here the 2 squares are similar squares. 2 circles. How are they, children? They are coinciding. The shapes are same. Sizes are also same. So they are congruent. They are congruent. The 2 circles are congruent. But if I take this circle, alright, the green one, they are not congruent. But both the circles have same shape. But the sizes are not same. When shapes are same, but sizes are not same, then those 2 figures are said to be similar figures. Here the 2 figures are circle, so they are similar circles. If I take center of this and center of the other circle and then coincide, center के ऊपर center रख दूं, so what you will find, this circular edges, they will run parallel. Not only that, the thickness also would remain the same. That shows the shapes are same, sizes are different. So the green and the blue circles are similar, but yellow and blue are congruent, but green and yellow are similar. Why they are similar? Shapes are same, sizes are different. If the shapes are also same and sizes are also same, then they are congruent. Did you understand? Same way for triangle. Can you see this? Blue and the yellow triangle. How are their shapes? Same, because they are coinciding. And sizes same. So they are congruent. But if you look at this, two triangles. The shapes are same. How can you say the shapes are same? Corresponding sides, the second pair of corresponding side and third pair of corresponding side. They are not only parallel, but also the thickness, the distance between the two, every pair of corresponding parallel sides remains the same. That shows the shapes are same, sizes are different. So the yellow and the green triangles here are similar triangles. Children, understood what are similar triangles and what are congruent triangles? Now, the two triangles are congruent, right? When they are congruent? If all corresponding sides are congruent. That means all three angles, corresponding angles, and all three corresponding sides are equal, congruent. Then the two triangles are congruent. Now the question is, when are the two triangles similar? When are the two triangles similar? We said these two triangles are similar. See, these angles. Children, both are 80-80, they are equal. The second angle, ye. See that. Blue, this is green, yellow, correct? The angles are coinciding. And the third angle, here, these angles are also coinciding. But the sides are not coinciding. Small and big. Sides are not coinciding. So the two triangles are not coinciding. So their sizes are not same. But shapes are same. Because all three corresponding angles are congruent. So this remains the same. All three angles are equal. But all three sides, they are not equal. Corresponding sides are not equal. Then how are they? Children, the corresponding sides are parallel. The distance between the corresponding sides remains same. Why do you know? Because corresponding sides are in proportion. They are in proportion. Now, what do you mean by saying corresponding sides of triangles are in proportion if those two triangles are similar? Let's try to understand. A, B, C, D are in proportion. Let's try to understand the meaning of proportion. These are four real numbers, A, B, C, D. If you say A, B, C, D are in proportion, it means A upon B, the ratio of first two, is equal to ratio of next two, C upon D. A upon B is equal to C upon D. Can we have such numbers? Why not? 2, 4, 6 and 12. See, 2 upon 4. And this is 6 upon 12. 6 ones are 6 twos are. 2 ones are 2 twos are. 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2. So they are equal. So 2, 4, 6 and 12 are in proportion. Did you understand, children? Now instead of A, B, C, D, if I say A, B, C, D, E, F, are in proportion. Means what? A upon B is equal to C upon D. You take ratio is equal to E upon F. So A, B, C, D, E, F are in proportion. It means A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to E upon F. And if I say converse, A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to E upon F, then I can say A, B, C, D, E, F are in proportion. Are you getting me? Children. Now what do you mean by saying corresponding sides are in proportion? Let's take two triangles, A, B, C and triangle PQR. If angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R. What is angle A congruent to? Angle P. What is angle B congruent to? Angle Q. What is angle C congruent to? Angle R. Corresponding angles are congruent. Children, we have seen that. We have seen that. See, this one angle, the second corresponding angle, and the third corresponding angle, they are congruent. But the sides are, corresponding sides are not congruent. So here, the first condition is this. Your early condition, corresponding angles are congruent. All three corresponding angles are congruent, but not sides. Now, how are the sides? Children, यहाँ correspondence कौन सा है children? ABC corresponds to PQR. For a given correspondence, कौन सा? ABC corresponds to PQR. Angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R. And AB, if I take side AB, corresponding side is PQ. Then if I take second side BC, then the corresponding side is BC के सामने QR. And if I say the third side is AC, then corresponding side is PR. AC and PR are in proportion. Are in proportion. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? And बोलिए AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR. AC upon PR. Then, children, then the correspondence. Which correspondence? ABC corresponds to PQR is a congruence. नहीं, not congruence. Similarity. So if corresponding angles are congruent and corresponding sides are in proportion, then that correspondence is a similarity. And two triangles are said to be similar. The two triangles. So you can say triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. This is the sign of similarity. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. ये correspondence के आगे आप triangle का symbol लगा दो और similarity का sign. It's like this. Okay? So when are the two triangles similar? Children, I'm going to write the definition of similarity now. Similarity. For a given correspondence between the vertices of two triangles, if all three angles, I'll say like this, if corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. And corresponding sides are in proportion. Alright, I'll write here. Are in I've already written, are in proportion. Then, continue, no blank here. Then the correspondence is said to be a similarity. And the two triangles are said to be similar. Got it, children? So, what is the definition of two similar triangles? For a given correspondence between the vertices of two triangles, if corresponding angles are congruent and the corresponding sides are in proportion, then the correspondence is said to be similarity and the two triangles are similar. Clear to you? Did you understand? So, if you want to show that the two triangles are similar, then what you will have to show? If you have to prove two triangles are similar, what you will have to show? First, you will have to show that corresponding angles are equal, congruent. Next, what you will have to show? The corresponding sides are in the same proportion or corresponding sides are in proportion. That is what you will have to show. Are you getting me, children? Okay. Children, one very important objective question that is asked in the board examination is this. How are these two circles? Tell me. Congruent, because they are overlapping, correct? How are these two circles? These two circles are similar. Two circles are always similar. Yeah, two circles are not always congruent. Please try to understand. How are these two circles? Congruent. Why congruent? Sizes are equal, shapes are also equal. Can you say these two circles are similar? Sure. Why not? Their shapes are same. Shape तो same ही है. कोई भी दो circle का shape same है. So any two circles can be called similar. But all the circles cannot be called congruent. These two circles are congruent, but these two circles are not congruent. These two circles are not only congruent, but these two circles are also similar. Are you getting me? These two squares are similar, but they are not congruent. These two squares are congruent as well as similar. These two rectangles, these two rectangles are congruent, correct? As well as similar, because shapes are same. But these two rectangles are not congruent because they are not overlapping and not even similar. Shapes are not same. Shapes are not same. You can say the shapes are same only if all four sides are parallel. Oh children, you will say this first corresponding sides are parallel. The second corresponding sides are parallel. The third corresponding side, they are parallel. The fourth corresponding side, they are parallel. But the thickness is not same. These are thicker and these are thinner. So all four corresponding sides are parallel, but the thickness, the distance between the parallel sides is not equal. So these two rectangles are not similar. So two rectangles are not always similar. Two squares are always similar. Two circles are always similar. Two squares are always similar. Are you getting me? Understood? So one true or false statement that can be asked in the board examination is two congruent triangles are always similar. Yes, congruent है मतलब shape भी same, size भी same. तो similar तो कह सकते हैं क्योंकि shape तो same है. Correct? Yeah. The other statement, two similar triangles are always congruent. False. Two similar triangles मतलब only the shapes are same, but the sizes may be same, may not be same, so you cannot call congruent. Are you getting me? So first true or false statement. Every congruent figures are similar figures. बोलिए true. Every second true or false. Every similar figures. The figure may be two circles, the figure may be two triangles, the figure may be two squares, the figure may be two rectangles. every two similar figures are always congruent. False. Alright. Next. Two similar figures are always congruent. Two similar figures are always congruent. So that statement is false. Two congruent figures are always similar. That is true. Is that clear to you? That true or false can be asked in the board examination. Be careful. Chale. Now, let's see the comparison and let's write symbolically to understand that. Please be very careful, children. Please be very careful. Alright. I'm dividing this board into two parts. Here I'm going to talk about congruent triangles, and here I'm going to talk about similar triangles. Similar triangles. Alright? Chale. I'm going to use symbols now. For a given correspondence, ABC corresponds to PQR between the vertices of triangle ABC and triangle PQR. If angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R, and AB is equal to PQ, BC side is equal to QR, and AC side is equal to PR, then the correspondence is a congruence. Then the correspondence, correspondence is congruence. Got it, children? Now let's see similar triangles. For a given correspondence, alright, ABC corresponds to PQR between the triangles, between the vertices of triangle ABC and triangle PQR. If, yes, first condition remains the same. Angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. Alright? And the second condition is different. AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR. AC upon PR. Then the correspondence is a similarity. In this case, the two triangles are similar. In this case, the two triangles are congruent. I hope you have understood it. Sure? Okay. Now, I am going to talk about converse statement of this. This is the definition of congruency. This is the definition of similarity. But if I say this correspondence is congruence, यदि मैं ये बता दूं कि ये वाला correspondence congruent, then what result do you get? आपको क्या रिजल्ट मिलता है? दो रिजल्ट मिलते हैं. एंगल ए कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू एंगल बी पी, एंगल बी कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू एंगल क्यू, एंगल सी. आप कॉन्ग्रुएंट बोल सकते हैं या इक्वल बोल सकते हैं. एंड द सेकंड रिजल्ट, ए बी इज इक्वल टू पी क्यू, बी सी इज इक्वल टू क्यू आर, एंड ए सी इक्वल टू पी आर. सो इफ correspondence is congruence, then you get these two results. If correspondence is similarity, then you get these two results. One, if this correspondence is a similarity, then angle A equal to angle P, angle B equal to angle Q, angle C equal to angle R. And second, AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR. These two results will get. So if these two conditions are satisfied for this correspondence, then the two triangles are congruent. But converse, if this correspondence is congruent, then you get these two results. Same way. For this correspondence between the vertices of two triangles, if these two conditions are satisfied, then these two triangles are similar. But converse, if this correspondence is a similarity, then we have these two results. Got it, children? Sure? Understood? Fine? Clear to you? Alright. Now, one more thing we are going to see. इसको हम expand कर सकते हैं. AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR is equal to perimeter of triangle ABC upon perimeter of triangle PQR. But how we are getting it, we are going to see it. Alright? Fine. So what I did, it says, children, say suppose a correspondence ABC corresponds to PQR is a similarity. This is given, children. Correspondence between the two triangles is similarity. So what two results you have? You can say angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. Corresponding angles are equal, or you can say corresponding angles are equal, or you can say corresponding angles are congruent. And children, what is the next you get? AB upon corresponding side PQ is equal to BC upon corresponding side QR is equal to AC upon corresponding side PR is equal to, you get one more thing, very important result, perimeter of triangle ABC upon perimeter, I am writing in short, of triangle PQR. So the ratio of any two corresponding side is equal to the ratio of those perimeters of those two triangles. Is that clear? Now how you are getting this, we will see. But before that, we'll have to see property of equal ratios. Property of equal ratios. Very important to understand this. Children, 1 upon 3 is equal to 6 upon 18. Am I right? You can say 1 is to 3 is equal to 6 is to 18. So here comes equal ratios. Can you see this? These are two equal ratios. Children, I am going to, this is first ratio, this is second ratio, and first ratio is equal to second ratio. I am going to make third ratio. And how? Numerator plus numerator. 1 plus 6 upon denominator plus denominator. 3 plus 18. So what is 1 plus 6? 7. What is 3 plus 18? 21. अरे ये तो equal हुआ. 7 upon 21. They are equal. See this. See this. Baba, this is 3 2s are 2 3s are and 2 9s are, or 3 1s are and 3 3s are 1 upon 3. 7 1s are 7 3s are. So this is 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3. So this is equal. So if I have A upon B is equal to C upon D, then I can say that is equal to the third ratio. And what is that? A plus C upon B plus D. Am I right? Same way, if there are three equal ratios, it applies the same. See this. 1 upon 2 equal to 2 upon 4 is equal to 3 upon 6. So we have three equal ratios. This is actually 2 1s are and 2 2s are. 3 1s are and 3 2s are. So 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2. Even cross multiply and see. 1 4s are 4, 2 2s are 4. Equal. 6 2s are 12, 4 3s are 12. Equal. First or last ko dekho. 1 6s are 6, 2 3s are 6. Equal. But if I take 1 plus 2 plus 3 upon 2 plus 4 plus 6, are they equal? Yeah, right now it's a question mark. But let's check. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. 10 and 12. 6 ones and 6 twos are. Yeah, it's 1 upon 6. Correct? So, this is property of equal ratios. You had 1, 2 and 3. 3 equal ratios. You got the fourth one. How did you get that? By taking sum of numerators upon sum of denominators. How did you produce the fourth ratio? By taking sum of numerators up and sum of denominators down. Not just that. You can get the fifth ratio also. How? I am going to subtract 1 minus 2 upon 2 minus 4. When you subtract, you have to take only two ratios. Sure. Let's check. Minus 1 and this is minus 2. Minus minus becomes plus. So ultimately it is 1 upon 2 only. Or you take this. ऐसा उल्टे करो. 3 minus 2, 6 minus 4. Check whether it is equal. 3 minus 2 is 1, 6 minus 4 is 2. Yeah, it's same. So children, if A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to E upon F, three equal ratios are there. Then that is fourth ratio. A plus C plus E upon B plus D plus F. Or that is equal to fifth ratio. A plus C upon B plus D. Or that is equal to sixth ratio. C plus E upon D plus F. Or that is equal to seventh ratio. A minus C upon B minus D. That is equal to eighth ratio. A minus E upon B minus F. Children, if I multiply and divide by this X and this by Y. See, say multiply and divide by X and this. Then this ratio is equal to XA plus YC. Numerator upon XB plus YD. आपको मिलते ही जाएगा. So if two ratios are equal or three ratios are equal, then those equal ratios will give you fourth equal ratio, fifth equal ratio, sixth equal ratio, seventh equal ratio, infinite equal ratios. And that is the property of equal ratios. Are you getting me? Chaliye. Now see how you are getting this. I think you already understood. Please see. ABC corresponds to PQR similarity. So 1 this and 2 this. Results we get. I'll pick up this. AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR. Three equal ratios are given. You can get the fourth, fifth, sixth. Now what you want? By sum of numerators, AB plus BC plus AC upon sum of denominators, PQ plus QR plus PR. This is fourth ratio. First, second, third and fourth ratio we produce using property of ER, equal ratios. Using property of equal ratios we got this. But for triangle, what is the sum of three sides? What is AB plus BC plus AC? That is perimeter of triangle ABC. Same way, what is PQ plus QR plus PR? Perimeter of triangle PQR. Did you understand, children? Sure. Did you understand? 100%? Okay. So, this result, please remember, if ABC corresponds to PQR is similarity, then angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R. And AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR by definition. But we get fourth ratio equal to perimeter of triangle ABC upon perimeter of triangle PQR by using property of equal ratios. So result में से नया result हमने लाया. Are you getting me? Did you understand? Sure. All right. So that's all in this session. Tomorrow we'll continue. Today we saw definition of similarity. We saw clear difference between similar triangles and congruent triangles. Earlier in the previous video, we saw those 5 conditions for congruency of two triangles. In next video, that is tomorrow, we'll see conditions for two triangles to be similar? Well, definition says if corresponding angles are congruent and corresponding sides are in proportion, then the correspondence is a similarity. But are there any shortcuts like that we had for congruency of triangles? Yes, we have only three conditions in shortcut conditions for showing that the two triangles are similar. We'll see tomorrow. That's enough for today. Goodbye.